Hello everyone, I'm coming to you live post Embedded World 2025. We're going to discuss what was the key theme and summary around the event. I think you can start, Taimur.
Yeah, sure. There was a lot of kind of big trends at this event. I think many innovations from different companies. I think we saw quite a few key trends, and probably the main trend, I think, from every company was AI on the edge.
Yes.
I guess, everyone wants to put AI either in a GPU, CPU, NPU, any way they can on the end device. And
Yeah.
I think that was probably the core trend.
Yeah, I think all the key vendors, if you look at NXP, STMicro, if they're trying to run this at a low power at edge. So edge AI is trying to get more intelligent. Nobody wants all the data to be transferred to cloud, and they want to do it at low power. So there were really interesting solutions we saw. I think if you look at the Qualcomm Wi-Fi solution that was running on photovoltaics, batteryless.
Yeah.
I think that was an interesting solution that we saw.
Definitely, yeah. I think the Wi-Fi 4. So
Wi-Fi 4, yeah.
keeps the power
The
low,
power low.
and only solar for energy, which is very, very important. I think in some of the industrial use cases where you don't want to change batteries, you can leave that device. So I think that was a core kind of technology that we saw, and I think even with some of the other vendors, low power was a very key.
Low power, I
key
think
thing.
the compute, especially I think talking to ARM as well, they're trying to run some of this AI on the CPU itself, and not add more compute to the semiconductors at the lower end MCUs basically. So, I think a lot of acquisitions as well.
Yes.
Companies buying into AI specific designs so that they can enhance their solutions. I think Qualcomm doing it, NXP also did it earlier.
Yeah.
And also I think the other key aspect to the discussions that we had was like Wi-Fi and how the basically the routers and edges getting more smart.
Yes.
Like the solution specifically where you can have these AI specific routers or gateways. Where you have like 100 tops kind of a processing where actually you can run these models on device, on premise.
I think especially with some of the enterprise routers that we've seen with the UWB and Wi-Fi 7, the single router, that really opens up more kind of use cases for the enterprise, Wi-Fi routers, where it goes beyond just connectivity. And now you're able to kind of do real-time video analytics, real-time location.
I think that use case where they were searching for a Adidas shoe was
exactly So there was a great, I think, use case where you have the video stream and you just search, show me all the Adidas shoes that it's on past, in the day, and it picks out the moments and does its own analysis, figures out an Adidas shoe versus a Nike shoe, and brings up every pair of shoes.
That was interesting.
That was very cool, and of course, in the real world, it can apply for your deliveries. Did a certain company deliver Amazon driver? Did they come to your house today?
Who picked up the courier? And
exactly.
And generally make more sense when you see the real-time applications rather than hearing what's happening with generative AI or exactly the use case are.
And I think
please go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I guess the way we interact with AI, that's kind of really changing as well. It's no longer prompt based. We're not trying to ask a question. It's more like speaking to someone, like another person, and how we interact with it is much more human-like. And I guess that's what people really need.
And more agentic as well. It's more AI helping us rather than we going to AI and
trying to solve problems.
Do prompts and get answers, right? So
I think
that's another big thing. We had good discussions on the cybersecurity side as well.
We did, and I think that's also one of the key edge cases, is because we need AI on the edge to avoid going to the cloud, because that's a security vulnerability. Especially when we go to the enterprise or industrial use cases.
And they don't want to share the data.
Exactly. And I think with the Aramco example, a very, very good one where they've got everything on the edge.
I think they train everything, and you can basically point your camera to a particular machine and basically talk to it and ask about if you want to do changes or certain things could be done.
Trained on the manual of the actual device. So, you're getting good recommendations, and it has the links to exactly where in the manual it recommended from, so you can double check. And I think that kind of use case is really good and secure, and I think that's what we're seeing, a kind of key driver for the kind of edge AI is just avoiding the cloud. And it's the same with personal data in the home as well, so not just industrial. Many people, these days you're sending so much photos, all that in the cloud, and then cloud storage as well. It saves you, having to use your storage as well. So there's a lot of kind of benefits, I think, from edge AI that we're really seeing.
Yeah, and from a cybersecurity perspective, I think it was that good discussion that we had on how the CRA Act that is coming into Europe.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think the IoT devices, everything is now getting connected. So we at least have to support it for some period of time before it goes obsolete. So I think that is really interesting, because nobody, like if you look at the consumer IoT devices that we are buying, we don't really know if the support is there. Like if you get a smart washing machine or a refrigerator.
Yes.
So it's like whether the FOTA is coming to those devices or not, but at least for now you have to support it. So I think the hardware embedded security is another key important aspect of everything getting connected. And there would be a different level of security. Like if you have a coffee vending machine, it would have a lesser level of security. But if it is something like a robot that is working in your house, that needs to be like, they can have a much better. You don't want to. You don't want robots getting over you or killing your dog or something.
Exactly. I mean, and I think just the mandating the kind of support for these types of devices into the kind of life cycle of the device is, very important.
And also making OEMs, the chipset vendor, and
everyone,
whole I think ecosystem taking the responsibility basically. So no one can shave this off their shoulders.
Exactly.
The parties. So.
Yes, everyone has to take the responsibility. That that's really gonna.
I think roughly, was it 2.5% of the revenues you can get by this. So that is a big.
It's a big chunk. It's a big chunk for some of these companies. So definitely they want to take responsibility and make sure. I think it was 5 years at least. They need to support the software upgrades.
Yes,
ensure
at least 5 years.
They're secure.
So I think apart from this, we did see a lot of solutions coming for automotive side as well. Generative AI going into automotive and also the interesting solutions, specifically MCU MPUs, kind of changing into and the overall architecture also changing from zonal to domain, and the central compute that is coming into automotive side. So really interesting to see that as well, and also support for different architectures like Canvas and going to Ethernet as well. So I think another key trends that is happening, basically digitization and electrification that is happening. I think a few good solutions that we saw. Any other thing that you would like to say before we wrap this up?
No, I think we addressed most of the key kind of use cases. AI, I think, is the kind of main overarching theme of the whole event, and I think it'll be exciting to see what's next, really.
Yeah, I think just to add before we wrap up, I think make in Europe and design in Europe. I think that is also the theme we saw in a lot of startups coming in and designing pretty cool things.
Small startup, very innovative technologies. I think that is something.
I think Europe is also getting now to a point where they want to design things here. I think looking at a geopolitical angle, to the whole manufacturing ecosystem.
Yeah, and I think even beyond Europe, I think we're seeing in other places too. Where
it's in India, it's in America, chips in China as well. So
everyone wants to
rely on their own.
Yes.
Yeah, but still, I think from a massive global ecosystem of a supply chain perspective, I think not everything can be.
Yes, you have to rely on each other.
You have to be more, I think, proactive to work together rather than you cannot bring everything in house, right? So it's going to be some strategic interest where you want these to be done locally, but still, I think the global supply chain will take. It will take time to adjust,
of course,
to it. Yeah. Okay. I think we can wrap this up, and it was really good to be here and look at all the ecosystem from from an embedded perspective, and how the compute is going to evolve over a period of time.
It was a very, very interesting event, and I think we saw a lot of great innovation, and it'll be exciting to see what's next.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.